On this episode of the No Order Podcast.
I don't know. He's on the cusp for sure.
I mean, why is it not Ghostface?
Okay, you're right. It could be all of them, bro. It could be all of them. It could be all of them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or why is it a song?
Interchangeable, bro. It's interchangeable. Who you got? Does it make your list? Which one of these is your favorite? Dead or alive? Take your pick. It's your choice, just don't bootlick. Tell us what you want in your top 5, and we gotta know the reason. Let's take a deep dive. If you the same as mine, I'll be your #1 supporter. Now relax and enjoy the podcast. It's No Order. All right, welcome to the No Order Podcast. I am Do. Bear is away on business today, but he will be back. He will be missed, but he will be back. But we got an extra special No Order podcast here for y'all. But before we get started, feel free to drop that follow and hit that thumbs up button on any of the socials. Find us on YouTube. Find us on Spotify. No Order Podcast. Anywhere you watch or stream your podcast, you can find us. Feel free to go get some merch. We'll be able to see any of those answers to the questions you got over on Spotify. But check us out on our website, truehogsclub.com, for any of the merch. We got hats, we got beanies. I know it's a little hot out there, but we also got sweats and all that other good stuff. So feel free to get yourself some No Order Podcast merch. All right, without further ado, we have an extra special guest, Theory, who is going to be joining us on the podcast here today. We are going to be talking about the top 5 dead or alive in no order hip hop MCs that he got on his list. And this guy's been doing a lot of music. He got a Bandcamp, Overseer on Bandcamp, so feel free to check him out. We'll drop all his socials in the description as well in all the chats, so feel free to give him a check, give him a listen. And we wanted to bring in Theory right now to go check out his top 5 dead or alive all-time hip-hop MCs. So we're going to bring him in here now. Theory, you with us, bro?
Yeah, I'm here. How's it going, yo?
It's good, bro. It's good. We appreciate you coming on the podcast, bro.
Sweet. I appreciate the invite. Hell yeah.
Right on, bro. Man, how's it going? Long time no see, bro.
Yeah, nah, it's going cool, man. Just, you know what I mean? Chilling out on my day off and shit and just posted up and shit.
Solid. What you pulling on right now? You got that loud pack?
Yeah, you already know.
Off top. Right on, bro. I see you shining, though. You got the Rolly now going, or what's good?
It's that Casio, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, shout out to the Casio wearers out there. That 80s status right there, bro.
Keeps me tied into the music shit, you know?
Oh, yes, sir.
My keyboard and shit, too. So,
I hear that. Right on. That's solid. Yeah, unfortunately, Bear wasn't in today, but we're going to just rock it, me and you. So I'm juiced for this one.
I'm with it.
Right on. I think we got some people in the chat, and a few people previously were reaching out to see about you coming on the podcast. So we want to thank you for joining us. They wanted to hear specifically your top 5 MCs of all time. And I know you've just busted them out there. I mean, you probably got them ready, but I don't know. I'll let you kind of decide if there was some tough calls or what you had there.
I mean, of course, you know what I mean? When it comes to like top 5s, like, you know, people always have like their bias and like, you know what I mean, their whatever misconceptions. Is like, oh, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say that. I'm probably gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings and shit, because this is like my top 5, like what I listen to, what kind of like help cultivate my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, as we say, we don't want any bootlickers and nobody hating on the list without having their list proper and set and ready. And I know you got yours, so hey, they could be mad all they want. This is your list, not theirs.
Exactly.
Solid. So I want to hop right into it, but before we do, tell everyone out there to go get some merch on the True Hogs Club website and No Order Podcast.
Yeah, go hit that website, True Hogs Club. Pick up your merch, pick up your beanies, pick up your hats, pick up all of that. You know what I mean? At that True Hogs Club, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that, bro, for sure.
No worries. Yeah,
and y'all make sure y'all go check out Overseer on Bandcamp, and he'll let you know what he got going on here. And we're going to get deep into it here. So without further ado, this is the No Order Podcast. Let's jump into your top 5 dead or alive in no order hip hop MCs of all time. What do you got for tentative number 5?
All right. Well, I'm going to just start throwing them. Fucking MF Doom is right there.
Ooh, right out top.
Zev Love X, yep. MF Doom is right there.
So one of our previous MCs that we had on, and I know he's like a fam to you and fam to me as well. MC Birth came on the podcast. He had MF Doom on his top 5 as well. That honorable mentions, I think. So yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. You want to give us a little bit of reason why like he really hits that upper echelon for you?
Yeah, because like as a rapper or as a person who be using words, like he be painting the pictures that's just so mad crazy. Like every song, every album is just a new collection of images just to be put inside your head. It's more than music if you give it the time to be. And then let's not also forget that he's a producer rapper. Yeah. And it's pretty close to say he's probably the best producer rapper when it comes to like bars and beats.
Okay.
Like, you know, I'm not talking about like making songs and getting your Billy streams on platinum plaques and all that. Let's just talk about like real ass songs that's gonna be here longer than those plaques. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Doom got those.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I kind of might know who you're talking about, but will you say Kanye's above him or below him in that?
If it came to analyzing bars with your beats, I would probably say MF Doom.
Okay.
You know, because a lot of things, like, I mean, on both sides of the table, people say things to shock tables and shit. You know what I mean? You staring at the back of the CD cover at the dude, naked dude, whatever and shit. You know what I mean? That's all shock value, but it's hella real as shit.
Yeah.
Kanye shock value is like has a lot to do with like other media training and shit too. So it's like
true.
You know, I'm on the fence with that. But
yeah, it's hard to compare them both too, you know, like the styles are so different, but I see what you're saying in the sense of MF Doom's, for me at least, like cadence that he has, but the way he uses that cadence to still tell a story, which not the average listener might slip by them, you know, or go over their head. So yeah, absolutely. MF Doom is a big one for me. I know I don't think he's in my top 5 personally. I just got other people up above him, but top 10, I could absolutely see it. Yeah, for sure.
And then let's not also forget, if you were to turn the song over and look at the track credits and shit on the production level, how many names are on MF Doom's production list versus how many names are on Kanye's production list. When we talk about making a beat, let's talk about making beats by yourself.
Right. A lot less sample heavy for sure, or those more, let's say, well-known tracks that maybe would get people to gravitate in the masses, opposed to a true hip hop head. But hey, I digress on that point, you know?
It's all good.
Solid. MF Doom for tentative number 5 here on the No Order podcast with Theory. Make sure y'all check out Theory on Ovrrsrrr at Bandcamp. Ovrrsrrr, how many R's you got in there? 3 R's?
That's Ovrrsrrr.bandcamp.com.
Man, y'all can see him out there. You'll find him for sure. He's all over the interwebs on his Bandcamp, and he got some solid music on there. So make sure y'all go check it out. I know he's been working with the beats heavy, and of course, always drop bars and always down and ready to kick a cipher. MF Doom, number 5. I'm with it, bro. Anything else you wanted to mention on that topic?
Yeah, he comes from a place where like people be spitting off the top. You know what I'm saying? And going all the way through. And that's like a big thing for me. Like, you know what I mean? Having it like sent straight to your brain out into the mic. Like that's a heavy thing to do.
Right.
And if your pen game thick like that to where it make it sound like that, that's even better and shit. You know what I mean? And Doom exemplify that. You know what I mean? But yeah, you want to switch gears into the next one and shit?
Yeah, number 4. What do you got here for number 4 on the No Order podcast with your top 5 MCs of all time?
Yeah, this is No Order, by the way, and this is gonna be Nas coming up and shit.
All right, Nas is my number 1 of all time, bro. So.
That's cool. No, yeah, and like, you know, hypothetically in this category of 5, he could be mine too. Yep. But in the scheme of things, like, Nas is definitely a heavy presence. Probably one of the best pens to ever like be cultivated by Coogee rap. You know what I'm saying? Like he's the son of that style and shit. And he's like perfected that heavy.
Yeah. And that raw like New York sound that like is undeniably his. You're gonna know that it's him, but not in a corny way or a way that people are like, oh, he's just known for his voice, but his lyrics and what he says, his songwriting ability, it definitely inspired a lot of people I know, for sure.
Word. And a lot of it has to do with like, you know what I mean? The surrounding environment, you know what I'm saying? And the way he reflects that like on tracks and shit, you know what I mean? You could almost feel like walking through Queensbridge. I ain't never been to Queensbridge in my life, you know what I mean? But listening to those records and shit make you feel that way, you know what I'm saying?
Feel like
Make
you're there.
you
He drops you right in like the pin drop on your phone, you know?
Yo, I had to hurry up and cop some wheat Tims, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's
With
just
the
how it feels.
quickness, for sure. For sure. Bro, I'm with you on that
Off
one.
top.
Yeah. With
Yeah,
the
off top. But yeah, Nas got it. Nas always had it. Nas always will always, like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody likes to say like he picked wrong beats, but like to me, like I don't even think there could be no wrong. You know what I mean? People feel like that way about Jay and shit, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't understand that myself, bro. I'm with you on that one. I don't understand it the same way that I think that you're saying it. And I think it's conveyed in a way that like, hey, you picked wrong beats. But if you're a writer, I think a lot of people who are saying that are people who don't write at all. Because if you hear a beat and then you write to that and it either is a topical thing, I know I do that in a lot of my songs. They're going to have verse that fits a beat and all three verses are going to fit that specific topic. It's hard to come up with different stuff if you're not saying anything. Then that's when you're able to pick and choose your beats because you're not making it fit that specific song. I don't know if that's exactly how you feel or you feel similar or if you have a better way of putting it.
I feel like Nas's character when it came to beat choosing was very about the time that it is now, connecting to the streets now. So by being impulsive on those choices like that, may not had so many that stick to the dartboard. You know what I mean? Right. At the moment, they could have sounded like great songs and shit. Right. But you know what I mean? Fast forward 3 years and it's like, yo, that sound is gone. That shit is like, that was just a wave. Like, you know what I mean? He may have fell a victim to that. But
he's also stayed on the forefront of hip hop too. Yeah. So yeah, you're not going to have every single one be a hit. Like maybe say a Kanye or let's say a DJ Khaled that is going to pick and choose these already well-known melodies or samples that are in their specific repertoire. Yeah.
And keep it real. Like Nas is just with himself. Like everybody else. Well, I mean, you know, Nas has his like camp and click and shit of producers, but everybody like Jay is clicked with Kanye. Kanye can make his own beats. Like, you know what I mean? There's all these things. So like, you know, like there has to be more, I feel like a little bit more reaching out for Nas to get it done. Like, you know what I mean? I'm glad that the Hit Boy situation happened because that shit's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it were to be me, like I would have chose like Hit Boy or Alchemist. And like those are like hit like his perfect sound for like the times that we're in, the times that we're then, like, you know what I mean? But
I think more so Alchemist just because they've been around a similar length of time as far as
the Queens thing, you know what I mean? He hung with having P and shit, you know what I mean? He know exactly what up with Queens and shit.
Yep. So they could just mold and mesh like perfectly together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro. I'm with it for the top two in no particular order, which is MF Doom and Nas in your top 5 dead or alive hip hop MCs with the No Order podcast. Bro, we're going to keep it rolling.
Sweet.
Number 3.
We going to keep it in Queens and shit, and I'm going to have to give it to that boy P, Prodigy.
R.I.P. P.
R.I.P. P. Yeah. P is heavy, man. Like, especially like in like his later career. I mean, P has always been woke to, you know, all the inner workings of the dimensions of the street. And then like it evolved later on to where now he's dealing with the interventions of the government versus him or his people and shit, you know? And P having that background and just having a pro-militant background hella just lit my shit heavy. Like P was on some other shit. Like I can't even explain it. Like Queen sounded like a crazy fucking place listening to that shit when I was young. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, the videos as well that went with them, with Prodigy and Havoc, you know, just, I just like, it's like, damn, I don't want to go to that place, you know?
Yeah, word. And they were tiny too, like, you know what I mean? But it was all like,
they were looking 6'9" on like 7-footers, you know, like crazy.
Word. And like, you know, P was the first one with that 42-inch chain, like fucking long fucking shit obnoxiously, you know, but rightfully so, you know, like.
Because they were coming with heavy lyrics at the time. So Prodigy, I mean, for sure, just like that raw, gritty sound and the lyrics that they were putting together, I can absolutely see that. Yeah,
and I've heard stories like, you know, like P at first didn't really have it as much as Have did. You know what I'm saying? Like there were like a couple verses that Have eventually wrote for P, like for the first Mobb Deep tracks. But after like he did those, P was able to like adapt and like formulate a style. And then I think from that, like he kind of like took a level up against Have when it came to rapping. Have is ill, no doubt. You know what I mean? And Have be making the beats and shit too. But for me, P was just mad influential and shit. I went into that fool's autobiography. I don't know if y'all got the time, but take a chance to check that out. I think it's like In My Infamous Life or something. You can find it on YouTube. He does the audio book in his voice and shit, so it's kind of ill to listen to.
That's dope.
Speak the story and shit.
We'll drop it in the chat. We'll drop it in the chat for sure, and make sure y'all go check that out so you get some history lessons out there. And
that shit is lit. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's long as fuck. It's like 15 hours, but you know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? If you got the time to just like sit through and listen to P, what he had to say was ill. But he talks about this one time where this like crazy ass like fucking like Jesus looking white dude and shit come through the Queens Project and shit looking for him and shit. And then like he has a message to tell him and shit, and he's telling him that like, yo, you the savior, P, like, you know what I mean? You the one to lead the free people out of this and that and shit like that.
Okay.
And saying that, you know what I mean? Like I can tell that hella like infected his mind because he like pushed that whole agenda after, like, you know what I'm saying? Everything became about like Hegelian dialectic or just like, you know what I mean? Capitalism versus people and shit, just mad situational shit. Illuminati all through my mind, soul, and my body. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it had a profound impact on him. Maybe that small thing, or I mean, it's a big thing for him. And you can tell when something affects somebody or hits them in such a way that it's going to kind of change how they even produce their own art form and how they're going to put a message out to the world. And some people are late bloomers, like you're saying. You know, It could, take a little bit of time to kind of really find and perfect your own sound with it. Or maybe, like you were saying before, it could have been the beats that he was on, or it could have been even how he was feeling in his own particular life, what you're going through. You never know what someone's experiencing until it actually happens.
Yeah, definitely. Because all our interactions affect people directly or indirectly. You know what I'm saying? It don't even take a lot to just, you know what I'm saying, have somebody make an influence or make your day go bad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It don't take a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it also don't take a lot to be the fucking opposite of that. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, so I don't know.
No, that's big facts there for sure. That's real as it gets, because you only got a certain amount of time, minutes, hours in a day. And if you're letting other people affect you in that certain way, it might not show that you're as strong of a person as you think you are, or that you're portraying to the world. But if you can flip it like Prodigy does, and a lot of people that I know and I know have not let it affect them, but made them a better person, that's really the way to go and the way to kind of move forward in life and be able to, I don't know, just have a better impact on others and what's going on out there in the grand scheme of things, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, definitely. I can hella relate off top.
Solid, bro. That's number 3, Prodigy, with the top 5 dead or alive MCs of all time with Theory. So we have had so far MF Doom, Nas, Prodigy, R.I.P. to Prodigy, and we're ready for your tentative number 4 on the No Order podcast. What you got for us there?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and tell them that's Tupac.
West Side, you know how we get down. Tell them why you picked Tupac.
Tupac is all sides.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Worldwide.
Yeah, West Side, Tupac is West Side, worldwide, all that shit.
Hell yeah, bro. I mean, it kind of goes without saying that Tupac's gonna be in people's tops, and we kind of gave birth a little bit of shit for putting Tupac in his top 5 just because we said no Biggie, no Nas sort of deal. But
okay.
we're going to go with it because we let him kind of give some backstory onto why. And I think if I remember correctly, his was, and not to make it a big thing, but just discography, was tough. So what do you think as far as why you're putting Tupac up there for your top 5?
When it comes to Tupac, right? Tupac had everything that everybody wants now, right? But this was just naturally given to him. He had the pen, right? Yeah. He had the persona, right? Okay. He had the experience, right? Nowadays, everybody fish for those 3 or only got one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I thought you were going a little bit of a different way, but like because of how big he was, and like viral sort of thought process. I don't know if that makes sense in today's times based on just like how easy it is for people to like blow up on the internet, But no, run with it.
If it was blowing up on the internet, Pac versus Biggie, Pac would be on the front of TMZ every fucking day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Remember, he shot off-duty cops.
Right.
This fool was doing what he would show up to random people's backyard parties and party with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? If that was during social media, yo, like, you know what I mean? He would have been the biggest shit. And it wasn't. And he still was the biggest shit. You know
That's so dope that like he did stuff like that. I only know one other person who like has that aura or mystique about them. Bill Murray does things like that.
Random shit. Yeah.
He's not a rapper, obviously, but I mean, he probably could be if he really wanted to.
Can you imagine seeing that? You probably think you're on a set of a movie and shit.
Right, you're like looking around like, well, he might even show up to the No Order podcast. You never know. That's dope, bro.
But nah, Pac had it all. Pac was everything. You know what I'm saying? Like songs that were relatable to anybody and everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't matter if you were like hella old or if you were fucking a young boot. It was like it was straight ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think we talked about something of similar to what you're touching on right there. And it's a great point that you make. Like everybody loved his music. Moms, I mean, just, you know, Dear Mama, any like love songs, anybody from any genre loved his music. It wasn't all just gangster rap that he did.
For sure. And it all wasn't just party music, and it all wasn't just R&B song things, you know what I mean? And it wasn't all just riding out gangster songs. It was like everything, you know what I mean? You have It Ain't Easy, Old School, you know what I'm saying? And then you got songs like Open Fire, you know what I'm saying? Like it just, the spectrum's just mad deep, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a complex individual, like, you know, like.
And he was able to show that to the world, you know, and convey that, which is super hard to do for a lot of people, is to, you know, find their own sound. I mean, like you're mentioning with, say, Prodigy, you know, you don't have your own sound right then and there, but being able to utilize it and harness it and just run with it so much. I know both of them were able to do that. And it sucks that obviously both of their lives are cut short for obvious different reasons. But I mean, Tupac, like, who knows what he would have kept doing even after the fact. And posthumously, he even had songs released, you know, so, and he's still a top in the news.
Yeah, word. And then, I mean, people even use his name nowadays just to hold like weight to their own name. You know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, I don't like that fool. And then now they're using the clout of not liking Tupac to be like big and shit. But you know what I mean? That's how you know his impact was huge and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's like saying one of the GOATs, you know, it's comparing yourself to Jordan. It's comparing yourself to, I don't know, soccer or Ronaldo or Federer, whatever sport it is, you know, Tom Brady.
Down to it, when it comes down to it, they got to be cut from the cloth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because them statues, fucking foundation run deep. Like,
absolutely. And that beef between him and Biggie were going to run its course, but you see that like with Nas, with Jay-Z, they kind of, you know, hashed things out and did that, but who knows if they would have even collabed and how much bigger they could have gotten with, say, all these contracts that everyone gets these days.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, that was one of the biggest hip hop conspiracies that impacted us. We had to live through that. Like, that was like shocking to see as a kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Seeing both of them gunned down within like a 6-month period and shit was fucking wild. Like,
I remember being younger and just like waking up, like, I don't know, to go to school, right? You're like, getting up 6 a.m, something like that. I had to travel to get to school a little bit, but you know, so it was like early in the morning and you're seeing it all over the news, like, damn, what's going on, you know? And being even young, like, imagine if you're like in the thick of it or in that realm, just how shocking it is and how devastating it was for the culture in general, you know?
For sure. And it sucks that people got paid off of that shit too.
Right.
But yeah, it is what it is.
Topic for another day, you know, and we will have Overseer back on the podcast, so we appreciate him coming through. I wanted to see, before you hit your tentative number one, did you have any honorable mentions here to hit us with?
Yeah, for sure. Mos Def was gonna make that list for sure. Mos Def had probably like the illest style, probably still does have the illest style, but just like, you know what I mean, like his adaptability to go over any type of beat and shit, the way that his words affect you, like, you know what I mean, like people say whatever they want to say on the mic, but you know what I mean, when they have intention behind those words, you could actually feel it, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not sure if many people listen like that, or if they just like, you know what I mean, dig the beats and shit, but you know what I mean, like I like to absorb that shit fully and shit.
Right.
Most Def put you in fucking Washington Square. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole vibe and shit. Like
absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that one. Most Def is in my top 5 as well. You feel like it's just Brooklyn when you're listening to these things, you know? So it's
word. And like, you know what I mean, when they talk about like how rap come from like Jamaican fucking, when they be fucking
like
doing their
backbeat.
fucking what, yeah, you know what I mean? They be going over the same beats and just toasting each other and shit, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like most kind of like harnesses that vibe for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It just feel like he on top of it. You know what I mean? There ain't no in between. He on top of that shit.
Right. It's balanced, and you know, he's controlling whatever it takes to be on that, as far as the mic control, just beat and cadence control, and just that sound that you're talking about, for sure. I'm with you on that one. So
Word.
yeah, definitely a solid honorable mention. I don't know if you got this as your number one, but along with that, somebody, and they're from completely different, you know, parts of the country, but Black Thought is on my top 5. D.O.A. And I know coming from Philly, but just that raw, like his sound, you can tell that that's where he's from, but it's street, and it just feels like, in the mental aspect of it, like how much you have to think when they're saying there, and the storytelling, super sharp.
And that's off the top too, but like we were talking about off the top, like most exhibit that.
Yeah.
Thought exhibit that, you know what I'm saying? Like I would
MF
almost
Doom,
be like, you know what I mean? I would almost dare to say that like Thought and Black are almost the fucking same person when it comes to that, just geographically from two different places and shit. But they both exhibit that same kind of flow, that same kind of, you know what I mean, dart style and throwing that shit. Like
and I've seen the video, that YouTube of Most Def rapping Black Thought's 75 bars, and it's just like the dopest thing, because you're like, he is a student of the game, and he just enjoys great hip hop. And when someone's spitting something like so dope, that it's like you can give props to it. And I've seen him do that with MF Doom. I've seen him do that with other people, and it's just like, damn, this guy loves it, and he is into people and giving them credit where it's due, and the props that they deserve, the flowers that they deserve while they're still here.
So,
you know?
yeah, I mean, because if it was like a sport, it'd be like boxing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You in there to win, but you ain't in there to, you know what I mean, kill each other. You know what I'm saying? You down to, you know what I mean? But I'm down to show you like how long I've been training this right hook for.
Yeah. It's that sparring. It's that big spar, and then it's like those guys are heavyweights. You know?
Yeah,
for sure. For sure.
Most Def is like Sugar Ray Robinson and shit. Like he had all the fights.
You just keep going. That guy don't stop. What are you gonna stop? Nah, keep doing your thing, Most. We pray.
Please do.
Oh yeah.
I'm rooting for you, forever fan. But yeah,
Most Def, solid honorable mention for sure. What? Who else you got?
My other honorable mention kind of leads into my number 5, if you want to run it that way and shit.
Okay.
Or 1, or I don't know, whatever type of order that is, my last pick. But my last honorable mention is the Wu-Tang Clan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
But
well, is it? I'm gonna ask you. Is it Method Man? Because Method Man, I think, is in my top 5. I don't know. He's on the cusp for sure.
I mean, why is it not Ghostface?
Okay, you're right. It could be all of them, bro. It could be all of them.
You know what I mean? Or why is it Ason?
Interchangeable, bro. It's interchangeable.
Yo, Wu-Tang Clan is just too thick. The styles are just too mad crazy. Like you know what I mean? Inspector Deck, the best person to kick off the track. You know what I'm saying? Like Jizza got just mad, complicated, calculated styles that are just like, fuck you up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
I'm wearing my ODB hat right now, bro. So
I see it, bro. Yeah, that's lit. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it goes into somebody from Wu-Tang has to be in your top 5, number 1. Who do you got?
The RZA. I got the RZA.
Okay, bro.
The Abbott himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is it just but I could see it bleeding into maybe other stuff that he does that may not just be rap. It could be anything. Like, is it like, or from the Wu-Tang in general, movies that they do, stories that they write?
Well, see, like,
okay.
So like Bobby Digital, right? You know what I mean? Just he's the whole like the whole configuration of the robot, right? Of Wu-Tang and shit. Like if Wu-Tang was all
Voltron.
like he's he thought the process to make it come to life and shit. You know what I'm saying? He constructed the whole sound and shit of Wu-Tang and shit. And his energy that he would bring over the records was almost like, you know what I mean? You could tell he's conducting that shit. You know what I'm saying? For me, like, you know, I dig the fucking, like, the bugged out shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I dig fucking, you know what I mean? All that shit. Like,
Killer Bees on the Swarm, yo. I mean, yeah, you know that digital, Bobby Digital, like, just, I'm with you too. Like, that kind of just gives that little tweak and that flavor to the beats, but also what he's bringing with his lyrics in general kind of fit that, you know? It's
you know, and
it's an intangible that you know.
Bro, if it were to come to a producer rapper battle with fucking the RZA versus Kanye is getting seated. You know what I'm saying? Off top. Like, you can't handle that. Like, this fool does movie scores, this fool does this and that. Plus he got the fucking bars that's like, you know what I mean, getting slapped by a master fucking Shaolin dude for fucking, you know, 6 dots on the head and shit. You know what I mean? Like, Shaolin finger jab. Like, you don't want that. Like, you know what I mean? He ushered in, like, you know what I mean, this whole shit from like the mid 90s to last, you know what I mean, till now and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Wu-Tang's such a heavy thing. I feel like his contribution to it is just mad crazy. Like, for me, his
undeniably
flow is, like, I mean, to be honest, when I was younger, I used to fucking fit my shit. Like, I used to fucking follow his shit so hard, like, I would almost like run with his style and shit, just like how fucking Have did with P and shit. Like, you know what I mean? For me, the RZA was just like that dude. He was just so sharp, like, you know what I mean? Like, words that ain't being said and then fucking getting thrown at your head. You're like, oh shit. You gotta go pick a book.
He's the orchestrator of a lot of, you know, what came out of that, and everything that comes out after that is like, damn, if he wasn't there, then where would it have been? It wouldn't have been ever as big as it ever got. And so
you know what I mean? Would those solo deals sound the same? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, would the other people's fucking skill levels be as high as it was if Wu-Tang was never fucking formulated? I don't know. It would have been tough. You know what I'm saying? But I think just like the camaraderie and just like the unit of Wu-Tang, you know what I mean, just held so strong. Like, you know what I mean? And the people fucking back that shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Power in numbers, and just hard to get a group of people, you know, to all be on that same page. Maybe everyone's in different places in their life, you know, and or you got to pick up the slack for other people, but to make it work, you need that because everybody brings their own sort of flavor and style to it, and
their own dynamic. You know
exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean? The head don't look as good if both arms ain't there and shit. You know
right.
I mean?
Right. Unless you're into that sort of thing. I don't know. But for sure, bro. Hey, we're not hating here on the No Order podcast if you're into that no arm thing. But
we're talking about robots.
Just the robots, you know, but
you know what I mean? The formulation of Voltron and Wu-Tang analogy,
Oh, hell yeah. My bad, I went off on a tangent on that one.
But yeah, man, the RZA, Bobby Digital. You know
awesome.
What I'm saying?
Awesome, bro. Okay, well, we really appreciate you coming on to the No Order podcast here with us, Theory. You can check out Theory on Overseer's Bandcamp. That's him on Bandcamp. He got 5 V's and 7 R's on that thing, but we're gonna drop it in the chat, bro. I know you got to get going, so I did want to give you a chance to drop your projects and what you got going on. Let the people out there know what you got going on here right now.
Yeah, off top, y'all can check out my beat tapes I got going on the Bandcamp. That's OVRRSRRR. That's 3 R's right at the end and shit. And then you can follow me up on my Twitter and shit. It's the _chief. I just be on there bullshitting, talking about aliens and shit. But yeah,
like, hey, we got to get you back on for an alien podcast, bro, for sure.
Let's go, man.
I know you're ready for it. I'm going to have to steal some of those beats that you got up there too, for sure, bro. So if you're out there, don't be taking none of the good ones. They're all good ones, but don't be taking the ones I want.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
But holla at me if y'all need beats or anything. Send me a message or some shit, whatever. Yeah, bro. But I appreciate y'all having me on the podcast, man. Shout out to y'all, No Order Podcast, yo. Y'all cop something in that merch, yo. True Hogs Club. Visit that store. Get them beanies, them hats, them shirts. Get it all, yo.
Appreciate you, bro. We really appreciate you. Before I let you go, you got to tell us, what is your top cereal of all time. Because I know Bear's not here, but he would hate on me if I didn't ask, bro.
For sure. I got one, and then I got an honorable mention.
Okay, right.
Cool? All right, for sure. Like long lasting time, forever. Like going at it, it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay, that's in a lot of people's top that we've heard. So yeah, I mean that's a hitter right there.
Right, what it do to the milk and all of that, yo, it's live and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
bro, you know what you need to try, and I just had it the other day. It's fire. Cheetos, bag of bones. It's cinnamon sugar Cheetos.
Oh shit!
Fire, bro. Trust me. I won't steer you wrong. It's fire. Try it.
Check that out. Yeah, for sure. But my honorable
mention. What you got?
Waffle crisp.
Ooh, I love waffle crisp, bro. Fire.
Fire.
Okay, but now Bear's gonna ask. He would ask. Do you mess with peanut butter Captain Crunch?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. That's my mom's favorite and shit. You know what I mean? Them shits fuck up my
Bear,
teeth.
you can't be messing with mom.
Though. You know what I mean? Like when you be eating them shits be making your gums bleed and shit. Like you be playing the trumpet and shit. It's like, hell no, man, I just had this damn cereal and shit. Like, nah.
Hell yeah.
It's bomb as fuck though. Yeah. I fuck with it over the Reese's Puffs.
Okay, fire for sure. Yeah, I know it messes up your mouth. I think that's what Bear hates about it. But yeah, the peanut butter. Actually, maybe he just hates peanut butter cereals in general. But
nah, that one's bomb. I like
those two are solid. The waffle crisp I haven't had in a long ass time. I hope they still make it because I want to go get that.
I hope so too. Yeah, that shit's bomb as fuck.
Hell yeah. I go with like Fruity Pebbles, and I think a lot of people have Fruity Pebbles in their top. But yeah, those are all interchangeable as long as you got a lot of milk and a whole box for us to take down. You know.
100. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
All right. Do you mess with burgers? You got a burger spot that you go to?
I mean, Nations is my shit. I love Nations.
Hell yeah. And we haven't had Nations as one of them, but I love Nations too, bro. And
Nations is my shit. You can go to any Nations and pull up and it's the same shit.
Same thing everywhere you go, right?
Yeah. Every Nations you go to in Cali, it's the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
No change in order of that. You know what I'm saying? I do fuck with In-N-Out, but for me, like I like the old style diner and shit. I like sitting down. I like hearing the music when you go into a Nations. They playing all
that
the fucking,
vibe, bro. The same.
You know what I mean? They playing the 50s diner music and shit. They playing fucking all that old shit that your grand folks used to listen to and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hella nostalgic and shit. And that's what I like.
I miss Val's in the stack. I miss Val's unfortunately. Right. So R.I.P. But bro, yeah, it's been a pleasure having you on the No Order Podcast. Thanks for joining us. We'll have to have you on the podcast again real soon. So we appreciate it once again. Everyone, check out Theory on Overseer's Bandcamp on all the internet. So we'll put his socials in the chat. Thanks again, brother. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.
G. Hell yeah, hit me up, bro. Thank you so much, man.
Will do. Peace.
All right, I'll catch you later. Peace, yo.